SOS or Source Ops. Is it going to be a win or a bin? Let's have a quick read through of the description on Steam. SOS Ops is a funny multiplayer co-op game centered around a one-of-a-kind rescue station. Team up with friends and use logic to solve physics-based puzzles during your missions, save cats, protect the town, and unload furniture. This game is out on the 27th of November, so thank you for the advance key from the developer. They did specifically say this game is not pronounced SOS Ops, it is pronounced like Source or SOS, so I must point that out. That might be why it sounds strange for me pronouncing the game interestingly. I had to go with this single player just to get a handle of what the kind of thing is that you do, and it's absolutely fine, works fine single player, but I think the whole point of this is you play with up to 3 other people and just try and solve all of the little puzzles that you get, ranging from 1-star difficulty to 5-star difficulty in an array of different settings, from arranging furniture to sewers to electrical compound warehouse type things. Lots of things to do, but more fun with other people and the way you talk and communicate to try and solve the puzzle together. For me, it reminded me of Gang Beasts, and people have told me that it's very similar to Human Fall Flat, which is a game I've not played but only know about, so I can't possibly compare it to that. But physics-wise, you've got like a ragdoll type character, and you control its movement with its arms, left arm, right arm, and you can run with it and flop over like a ragdoll and various other things. You can drive vehicles in this as well, interact with buttons and things like that to get those missions and objectives complete. During the rest of this video, I'll sort of chip in with my review comments and also just leave some footage of my multiplayer game that I had with a friend of mine. So, things I liked. Well, I like the look of the world that you play in. It's very colourful, very cartoony, just like a complete fantasy world, really. Nothing real about it, but nice colours, nice variation of buildings and scenery. Yeah, it's decent enough for what it is. It's not open world. It would be so cool if it was open world, because you've got vehicles and stuff so you could drive around, and yeah, it would be good. There's not any NPCs about either, so that would be kind of cool, but the world itself is decent. The physics are pretty good of the characters, so the whole point is it is supposed to be a very ragdoll type feel. I feel that the character you play as does kind of work in that sense. It does wobble about a bit, and it's a character you have to keep stable, otherwise you can't carry on or carry out some of your tasks. There is a nice variation of tasks, as I said earlier, ranging from super easy to collecting cats to really tricky things where you have to work your way around a massive warehouse, climbing really high ledges, working out how to get up there, working out how to get around whilst you're up there. Puzzles are decent. We did get there in the end, completing all of the missions for the most part, but I think they are challenging enough and easy enough depending on which level of difficulty you're going for. There's a lot of potential in this game, not only for more levels, but more open world play, maybe some sort of free mode where you can pick up puzzles as you go around. But there's a lot that could be done with this game in future, so if that's the case and they have plans, then absolutely great. Things which are not so good. I did find the climbing quite clunky. So for example, when you begin the game, you can do training. One of the first things that you can do is it teaches you how to climb like a rock climbing wall with the different colours, you know, for where you put your hands and your feet. And it says you have to use your left hand, your right hand, your left hand, your right hand, but then use the camera, which is part of the movement in a way of your character. You can use the camera movement to manipulate the way your character moves, to kind of swing and then let go of your left hand and grab. But that never seems to work, and it wasn't just me, it was the friend I played with as well in multiplayer. He couldn't grab it or grasp the procedure either. And the tutorial there didn't explain it very well. It's just a big screen that you have to watch in the game, and it explains how to do it, but actually it doesn't really explain how to do it. So I think it could be improved. Just the climbing aspect seemed a bit clunky and convoluted. Maybe we're the only people who struggle with this, I'm not sure, but it's something that did bug us. Again, this one might just be me, but with the vehicles you control, you get on board them, and there is no button that you press just to take control of the vehicle. You have to sort of interact with it, but whether or not you press a button at a certain angle, it seems that the camera has to be facing a very specific angle to take control of the vehicle. So a lot of the time it's just click, 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 or tap, tap, tap of the button, and eventually you can take control of the vehicle, but there didn't seem to be an official way of taking control of the vehicle, so that was a bit annoying at times. Overall, super fun game, great for a party game, just for maybe an hour or so. You're probably not going to play it too much longer. We played for a couple of hours, just to get to grips with everything, but after that you probably find yourself wanting to play something else. Not a bad game, loads of potential, great fun in multiplayer, you'll have a laugh, but no longevity I suspect. If it comes out for less than £15, it's probably worth it, and you've got some people to play it with, definitely worth it. Wouldn't bother single player mode because the whole point is to play with other people. More than £15, even if you've got people to play it with, I probably wouldn't bother at that point. It's worth mentioning as well on the multiplayer front, it is local multiplayer or online multiplayer. So there are two multiplayer flavors to be had.